Alec Westerfield, a dashing older gentleman with salt and pepper hair and a mischievous glint in his eye, had never felt so alive. As he sat in his luxurious study surrounded by leather-bound books and antique furniture, he couldn't help but ponder the recent invitation that had set his heart racing. The letter was from an exclusive social club, one that promised its members the ultimate thrill, a chance to explore their wildest fantasies within the confines of the club's private estate. The organization called itself Wickedly Wholesome Affair. Intrigued and excited by the prospect of indulging in his deepest desires, Alec couldn't resist the temptation to dive into this world of sensual intrigue. Upon arriving at the Wickedly Wholesome Affair's estate, Alec was greeted by an alluring young woman with piercing green eyes and a sultry smile. Her name was Miranda, and she guided him through the sprawling property, which boasted lush gardens, elegant fountains, and ornate statues. As they walked, Miranda shared tantalizing details about their upcoming adventure. They would be participating in a wife swap, an exchange of spouses that would allow both Alec and his wife to experience the carnal pleasures offered by these enigmatic new partners. Alec's heart pounded as he considered the implications of this arrangement. He wondered how his sweet, innocent wife would fare in such a situation, but he couldn't deny the thrill that coursed through him at the thought of surrendering her to another man's touch. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden hues across the sky, Alec and Miranda led his wife Lillian into the main house. There they were greeted by a bevy of beautiful women eager to make their mark on this wickedly wholesome night. Lillian's eyes widened as she took in the scene before her, an array of sultry ladies, each more alluring than the last, beckoning her to indulge in the pleasures that awaited them. With Alec by her side and Miranda guiding the way, Lillian began to explore the depths of her desires. As the night wore on, Alec found himself in the arms of a raven-haired beauty named Veronica. She was everything he had ever fantasized about, statuesque, seductive, and utterly captivating. Veronica led him through a labyrinthine series of rooms, each one filled with the enticing aroma of incense and the soft murmur of satisfied moans. As they ventured deeper into the estate, Alec felt his resolve begin to crumble under the weight of his newfound desires. Meanwhile, Lillian found herself in the tender embrace of another man, a younger, more virile fellow named Nathan. His touch was gentle but firm, and as he whispered sweet nothings into her ear, she couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement at the thought of what lay ahead. As dawn approached and the last embers of desire began to fade, Alec returned to Lillian's side. They exchanged knowing glances, their eyes filled with both satisfaction and guilt at having indulged in such illicit activities. The Wickedly Wholesome Affair had been a night they would never forget, a night that had challenged their boundaries, stretched the limits of their imaginations, and left them forever changed by the thrilling experience. As they slipped back into their own beds, Alec and Lillian knew that this was just the beginning of their journey into the world of erotic exploration. And so, the older man's foray into wife-swap circles continued, an ever-evolving tale of desire, intrigue, and passion that would keep them both entertained and enthralled for many a moon to come. The weeks following their night at Wickedly Wholesome Affair were filled with lingering fantasies and stolen glances. Alec couldn't help but wonder about his next adventure, while Lillian found herself daydreaming about her experience with Nathan. As the couple lay in bed one night, they shared their thoughts on what they wanted to do next. They decided that it was time for them to explore a new chapter of their relationship, one that would allow them both to continue indulging their deepest desires. They returned to Wickedly Wholesome Affair, eager to dive back into the world of sensual intrigue. This time they were greeted by Miranda with an air of familiarity and excitement. Miranda introduced them to a new group of individuals who shared their fascination with exploring unconventional sexual experiences. Among these new friends was a stunning woman named Cassandra, who had caught Alec's eye at their previous gathering. Cassandra suggested that they try a different form of wife-swapping this time. Each person would be paired up for an entire week-long adventure. The couples would stay in a luxurious villa together, allowing them to explore their desires with one another and then switch off to experience the other's partners. The first day of the arrangement began, and both Alec and Lillian found themselves entwined with their new partners. Cassandra was everything Alec had ever dreamed of in a woman: intelligent, captivating, and with a sultry voice that sent shivers down his spine. Lillian, on the other hand, found herself in the hands of another man named Alexander. He was younger than Alec, but carried himself with an air of confidence that made her heart race. As they embarked on this week-long exploration, the couples found themselves navigating a world of pleasure and temptation, where boundaries were tested and desires were revealed. On the final day of their adventure, as the sun began to set over the villa's ornate gardens, Alec and Lillian exchanged knowing glances. They had each grown closer to their new partners, but couldn't help feeling a sense of longing for one another. As they prepared to switch back to their original companions for the last night, a surprise visitor arrived, none other than Miranda herself. She announced that she had an intriguing proposition, one that would allow them all to continue exploring their passions together. Miranda revealed her idea of starting a new organization, separate from Wickedly Wholesome Affair. This group would be focused on the polyamorous lifestyle, allowing each person to have multiple intimate connections without any strings attached. It was an opportunity for them all to continue exploring their desires while maintaining a deep connection with one another. The older man and his wife, now seasoned veterans of the world of erotic exploration, embraced this new frontier. They found themselves not only indulging in their carnal fantasies, but also nurturing long-lasting connections built on trust, communication, and shared experiences. And so, Alec and Lillian embarked on yet another adventure, one that would continue to push the boundaries of their desires and bring them closer than ever before. The end.